What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Talkin Sports with Jake. Hope you're doing well. Hope you all had a nice weekend. So before we get to the football stuff, we had a few things happen in baseball. Off-season taking shape, for aging class taking shape. We had an extension. Kansas City Royals extend veteran catcher Salvador Perez, 2 years, $25 million. Salvador Perez has played his entire career in Kansas City. He's played 14 years in the bigs. Talkin's been in the league for 15 seasons. He had 1 year where he didn't play a single game because he was hurt. Last year, bit of a down year for his standards, but still a good year. Only 236. His on base was 284. Great. He's never been a big on base guy. 446 slugging. OPS was 729, but did have 30 home runs and even 100 RBIs. Still a very good catcher. To me, he's a Hall of Famer. He's been an All-Star 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. He is a 9-time All-Star. He has, I think, 4 or 5 Gold Gloves. He's won a Silver Slugger 4 times, 5 times in his career. He had the record for most home runs by a catcher, I believe, ever, until Cal Raleigh hit 60 this year. Salvi hit 48 in 2021, which was a record. He's been an MVP, not a finalist, but yeah, like a background candidate a few times in his career. He's had a great career. He'll be 36 next season. Not quite the same player, but still a ton of pop behind the plate. Still probably one of the biggest power threats from the catcher position in all of baseball. He's spent his entire 14 career in Kansas City. That will continue as he gets a 2-year extension. And Shane Bieber has opted in to a $16 million option. A lot of people thought he would opt out, so he has to opt into the $16 million. Bieber, of course, only 7 starts last year. Was coming off Tommy John. Only made the 7 starts, but did pitch well. Had a 3.57 ERA and 7 starts in the regular season. Pitched well in the playoffs as well. Big part of Toronto's team that was, of course, in the World Series. He opts in. He probably figured I've had a lot of injuries throughout my career. I've not pitched a full season in 3 years. I only have 9 starts over the last 2 seasons. Only 30 starts in the last 3 seasons. So I'm not sure I'm going to get a multi-year deal. He's going to be 31 next season. He'll take what equals to a 1-year deal worth $16 million. Maybe he wasn't sure if he would get $16 million on the open market. He was a very good pitcher, 141 career starts, 3.24 career ERA for him. He won the Cy Young in the pandemic year. He's a 2-time All-Star, former Gold Glove winner. Figured let's go back to Toronto, have another really strong season. He can cash in next year. So Bieber opts into the last year of his deal with Toronto. Seattle Mariners infielder Jorge Blanco opted out of his $8 million mutual option, so he'll hit the market. Was red hot down the stretch from the hottest hitters down the stretch the last month and a half of the regular season. Had some huge hits in the postseason as well. Big part of Seattle's run to Game 7 of the American League Championship Series. And he's now opting out. Not surprised. He should be able to get more than $8 million on the open market. Very good, strong hitting infielder. Maybe a second baseman can play second, short and third as well. He'll be on the open market. And Murakami, Munetaka Murakami is coming to Major League Baseball. He has been posted. The Japanese star. Not gonna lie, I'm not super high on this guy as other people are. Look, he's played over there for 8 years. He's got some raw power. He hit 56 home runs back in 2022. He's got 265 career home runs in just over 1,000 games. He's only going to be 26 next year. Played a good amount of third base over there, but projects as a first baseman in the major leagues. First of all, he hit 0.95 against pitches 93 miles per hour or faster last year. 93 miles per hour or faster. The majority of the guys are throwing a lot harder than that in Major League Baseball. So, if you can't hit the fastball at this level, you can't be playing. You can't play every day. You can't be a full-time player. You better have an elite glove, and he doesn't exactly have that. This past year, he was hurt, missed a bunch of time. Only played 69 games. His strikeout rate has jumped the last 2 years. I don't know. I'm not sold. I feel like he's being hyped up like a guy like a Shohei Ohtani kind of thing. I don't think anyone's thinking he's going to be, winning MVP every year and be the best player in baseball like Ohtani is. But I think we all knew Ohtani, he'd right away be an elite level player as soon as he got to the big leagues. And I think Murakami will be like more Gasai Suzuki. His first couple of years, Suzuki kind of struggled with the transition, was very inconsistent at the plate, struck out a lot, didn't hit for a high average. And finally, this past season, he really had a really good year, some big home runs in the playoffs, had a great year. He's a guy I feel like it'll take a couple of years for him to really translate to the big league. I'm seeing some contract predictions like 7, 8 years, like 160, 180 million. I think it's a little bit ludicrous for him. Again, there's no salary cap, so who cares in baseball? But also, you're only making smart investments at the end of the day. Um, so you got what, 5 years for 80 or 90 million, something like that. I think he's getting something closer to that because I think the transition to the big leagues could be a little bit slower than what people are saying for a counting back. He's got raw power. It could be a legit power hitting proficiency in the league eventually with the ability to play third, which is very valuable. Pretty much every year he was giving you 30, almost 40 homers, over 100 RBIs, 90 RBIs. He hit 56 and 134 in 2022. But it was past year, even though he only played 69 games, so had 24 home runs in the season. If he played his typical 140 game, that's another, he could have had his typical 35, 30, 40 homer, 100, 110 RBI season. So he has to do a two-match. I'm not sure if we'll see it right away. Like a guy like Ohtani, maybe like Sai Suzuki coming over. Might struggle his first couple of years before he really gets the hang of things. And then we had a GM and a manager opening that was filled. The Colorado Rockies hired Paul DePodesta as the president of baseball operations. So Paul DePodesta actually technically comes from football. He's with the Cleveland Browns, but before that, for a long time, was with the then Oakland Athletics. Was a big part of like their front office with Billy Beane all those years and Moneyball. Actually, for those of you that have seen the movie Moneyball, that's Jonah Hill. His name isn't Paul DePodesta in the movie. Jonah Hill's character's name is Pete in the movie. But he played Paul DePodesta. They just didn't use Paul DePodesta's actual name. I don't know why. So he had a lot to do with analytics and the A's. Um, I think that style of baseball and team building is a little bit outdated. I think it's proven you have to spend money to win in today's league. You look at the Dodgers and some of these other teams. It doesn't always work out. You look at the Mets, the Yankees to an extent, even Boston to an extent. But it's like super analytics. A lot of times doesn't always work. So I don't know about this hire. He hasn't been in baseball in a bunch of years, but he's certainly better than whatever the hell they had in the past in the front office for Colorado, and it's a bit of an out of the box hire. I mean, they were going to attract a huge name that's currently employed in baseball. It's the Rockies. They're a disaster. Last year had one of the worst years ever. What do you have? 119 losses, whatever it was last year. 43 wins, whatever it was. One of the worst teams ever. But Paul DePodesta is now the head of baseball operations for the Colorado Rockies. And San Diego Padres hire Craig Stammen to be their manager. It's a 3-year deal. Stammen, a longtime MLB relief pitcher, retired only a couple of years ago. Finished his career in San Diego. Was a solid relief pitcher. Pitched for San Diego. Was also in Washington for a while. Was with the I think was in their front office this past year. Now he's now the manager. So been a lot of out of the box hires in terms of the managerial cycle in baseball. Even another one with the Padres hiring Craig Stammen. Kind of hard to say how this is going to work out. He could be a good manager. No, he was a reliever. He wasn't like elite. A lot of times in sports, great players don't make very good coaches and GMs. It's the mediocre to bad players who do. So very unknown. We don't really have anything to go off of, but on the surface, he should be a decent manager, but we shall see what happens. And to close the baseball segment, we had a bit of a bombshell that dropped yesterday. So Cleveland Guardians pitchers Emmanuel Clase, former All-Star closer, and starter Luis Ortiz were placed on leave this past season by MLB. They were involved in a betting scandal, and it came out that these both guys were indicted yesterday, and they could face up to 65 years in prison. They were betting on they were basically doing what Jonte Porter did in the NBA. They were selling pitches for money. Clase is just insane. So Class A, this is a lot of data here. In 2023, in three instances, uh, I'm gonna list them one by one here. On May 19th, 2023, bettors made $27,000 when Class A threw a pitch that was faster than 94.95 miles per hour. June 3rd of that year, bettors made $38,000 on a pitch of Class A that was slower than that. It was called a ball. And then, so it actually says on or around. So also around June 7th, so only a few days after that, bettors made $68,000 or so on a pitch that was also slower than, just under 95 miles per hour and called the ball. On April 12th of this year, Bettors won 15 grand on a Class A pitch that was slower than 98 and about 98 and a half miles per hour. It was called the ball the next day. Class A, he asked one of the co-conspiring bettors who won money to send some of it to the Dominican Republic, where he's from. It says for repairs of at the country house. This stuff is insane. April 26th, this is all this season now. April 26th, Bears won $11,000 after Class A threw a pitch slower than the 98 miles per hour. May 11th, they won another 11 grand after Class A threw a ball. May 13th, Bears won $3,500 after Class A threw a pitch that was slower than just under 100 miles an hour. Like Louis Bell, like the exact miles per hour of his pitch. Like it was slower than 99.45 miles per hour, and they won money off it. Stuff is insane. May 17th, apparently Class A used his phone to communicate with a bettor during the game. A bettor won around $10,000 after Class A threw a pitch slower than 97.95 miles per hour. That was called a ball. Around May 20th, Class A, he directed a bear to communicate with an associate who directed that bear to send $2,000 to somebody in the Dominican Republic. And then May 28th, this is the big one. So there was about a $4,000 wager for Class A to throw a ball on a specific pitch. And Class A, his pitch was out of his zone. It's the video that's going viral about Andy Paz, the Dodgers outfielder. But the batter chased it and swung and missed it for a strike. And about 20 minutes after he lost the wager, this is around May 28th, the batter sent a text message to Class A. It was a GIF of a man hanging himself with toilet paper, saying like he was upset because like everybody right, but the batter lost the money because he chased the pitch. And then Class A sent the GIF of a sad puppy dog face. Just wild. There's a clip rolling around of him like pitching against the Yankees a lot, like I think it was last season. He struck Anthony Volpe and he like screamed F under his breath because he was mad. He struck the guy out because he wasn't supposed to. The stuff is wild. Uh, Class A made like 7 grand off this, and he's got like $38 million left on his contract. Luis Ortiz, he only did this couple of times, but on June 15th of this year, he agreed to throw his first pitch of the second inning for a ball in exchange from $5,000 from Emmanuel Class A. Two batters made $26,000 off of this. And then around June 27th, Ortiz agreed to throw the first pitch of the third inning for a ball in exchange for $7,000. Batters made $37,000 off this pitch. So Class A so these two combined, Luis Ortiz he made $875,000 this year. He's made over $2 million in his career. He threw it all away. His career's over. His life might be over. He might get 65 years in prison for $5,000. Manuel Clase, one of the best relievers in all of baseball, most historically great in 2024, and he threw away a $38 million contract for $7,000. Absolutely just unbelievable stupidity. I'm sorry, if you're an athlete, delete all your betting apps. Don't do it. Just don't do it. How many guys have to get pinched and have their careers ruined, derailed, lives ruined or derailed for you to learn this stuff is dangerous? Don't do it. From some smaller instances like Jameson Williams with the Lions, Keyshawn Boutte with the Patriots, going different sports right now. Also, we all know about the Calvin Ridley situation when he was still with the Falcons. What's going on in the NBA right now? This with baseball with Ortiz and Clase. If you like to gamble and you're a pro athlete, or a high-level amateur athlete, even high school, college, delete FanDuel, delete DraftKings, delete all of it. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Just don't do it. College football recap. The Friday night game, number 19 USC beats Northwestern 38-17. No surprise there. USC came into this week a top 20 team. They beat Northwestern. To the Saturday slate, Ohio State remains undefeated. They beat Purdue 34-10. Julian Sain 27-33 for 303 yards and a touchdown. Ohio State easily clears Purdue. Jeremiah Smith 10 catches, 137 yards and a touchdown. Number 2 Indiana beats Penn State 27-24 in a thriller. This was a close game. Indiana was up by 10 going into the fourth quarter. Penn State would come back and take a late lead in this game.
Welkemeyer, backside throw. Singleton makes a miss. Goes inside. Singleton, touchdown! Yes!
Nicholas Singleton, the running back, runs one in for a touchdown, and Penn State takes a late lead. But Fernando Mendoza, Indiana's offense was relatively quiet in this game, especially in the second half. To this point, would come through on the last drive.
Mendoza, he's got to let it fly. And they get it again. Rose Durant, shot out of a cannon. Second and 17. Mendoza again comes in with a mill and a first down for Omar Cooper. 35. Mendoza, sideline throw, caught out of bounds. E.J. Williams. Can Penn State hold on? Mendoza over the middle. Oh, he's got it. Mendoza. Booker. And it's a catch. Mendoza. And that one deflected at the line of scrimmage. Second. Mendoza. Looking. Throws and incomplete. Mendoza in trouble. It's out. Touchdown. Wow. Oh, Cooper. Unbelievable. Give him the Heisman Trophy now. Did he get his foot down?
The ruling of the touchdown is under review.
Oh, my goodness. No way.
What an incredible drive offered by Fernando Mendoza and a bunch of big throws. The one to his tight end, man. Great throw, great leaping catch by his tight end. And that catch by Omar Cooper. Kudos to Mendoza getting the ball off under pressure. That's one of the greatest catches I've ever seen. The body control to go up and get it and somehow get his foot down. Just absolutely amazing catch by Omar Cooper. Indiana hangs on, pulls it out at the end, 27-24. By the way, Gus Johnson, he's got to chill out with that call right there. I love Gus Johnson, love his enthusiasm, love when he goes crazy, but, saying, oh, give Mendoza the Heisman now. He played terrible for 3 quarters. I think Mendoza should be the number 1 quarterback taken in this upcoming draft. Well, a lot of potential there, but he didn't play very well. He threw an interception right before the Penn State touchdown late in the fourth quarter. That was not a good decision at all. Took some bad sacks. He had one on that drive. And for Indiana, it was a great drive by him. Great job by Indiana, but that was a little much. Also, like his voice crack out. Like I didn't need that, buddy. Like, come on, what are we doing here? But great job by Indiana. They escaped the win over Penn State. Number 3 Texas A&M beats number 22 Missouri 38-17. Marcel Reed 20 of 29 for 221 yards and 2 touchdowns. Another win for A&M. They remain undefeated. Missouri drops to 6-3. Number 4 Alabama beats LSU 20-9. No surprise here. Ty Simpson 21 of 35 for 277 and a touchdown. LSU's offense is so bad. It was 17-3 at the half. LSU 5-4. Coach is already gone. No surprise there. Alabama gets to 8-1 on the season. Number 5 Georgia beats Mississippi State 41-21. Gunnar Stockton 18 of 29, 264 yards, 3 touchdowns. Mississippi State obviously not very good. The 1-5 in the SEC. Their win over Arkansas like a week prior to this was their first SEC win in like 2 years. Georgia gets the 8-1 season. Mississippi State's now 5-5. Number 6 Ole Miss shuts up the Citadel 49-0. Chambliss 29-33 for 333 yards and 3 touchdowns. Carves up the Citadel. Don't even know who they are, where they play, what conference they're in. They're 4-6 on the year. Ole Miss 9-1, 7-0 at home. Number 8 Texas Tech beats the brakes off of BYU 29-7. Huge win for Texas Tech, a statement win in a huge Big Ten matchup. They get to 9-1 on the season. BYU got nothing going offensively. They had 9 plays in Texas Tech territory. Didn't score until they were down 29-0 late in the fourth quarter. A blowout win by Texas Tech. Number 9 Oregon gets by Iowa. Came in ranked 20th, 18-16. Kind of typical Iowa game, close, low-scoring game. Iowa actually took a late lead in this game to put Oregon on the ropes.
4th and goal, 3-yard line. Quarterback draw. Gronowski, touchdown, Iowa.
A big touchdown there for Iowa. Minute 51 to go. Go up by a point. However, the 2-point conversions where everything would go wrong for the Hawkeyes.
Gronowski across the middle. It's handed down, and it's caught by Moulton. Was he in? Yes. Trying to keep his feet in the back of the end zone.
As you can see on the zoomed in clip there, just couldn't get his feet down. So Iowa does not get the 2-point conversion, leaving the door open for Oregon to win the game with a field goal, which is exactly what they did.
Less than a half minute. Dante Moore throws. Oh, what a catch and throw to Malik Benson. From 39 yards for the win. Up and good. He got it.
Beautiful ball from Dante Moore. About 25 seconds left. Single up a 39-yard field goal. Oregon would hit in the final seconds to win the game 18-16. But if you saw the Iowa doing the stupid 6-7 celebration, their quarterback when he ran to them, that's where it really went wrong. It's so dumb. I don't understand it. Oregon pulls one out, 18-16. Number 10 Notre Dame beats Navy 49-10. Was relatively close early on. Was 7-7 1 point in the second quarter. Was 21-10 at the half. Notre Dame pulls win in the second half. CJ Carr 13-16 for 218, 3 touchdowns. Notre Dame picks up the win. Wake Forest with an upset over number 14 Virginia, 16-9, in a game that had some late game heroics in this one between Wake Forest and Virginia.
Great discernment tonight. Gets it out quickly. Incomplete. Dropped by Ty Clark. Handler Morris was knocked out of the football game in the second quarter. Daniel Kalen on in relief. Surveys. Directing traffic. Pulls it complete. Down to the 10-yard line. Ennis with his first catch of the night. Toss in motion. Pass complete again. It's Ennis, and he's brought down immediately.
Now you call your timeout.
Yeah, got to use it after that 3-yard gain, and that'll be the Cavaliers' last timeout. Kalen out of the shotgun. Looks to his left, pulls. And it's caught right around the 5-yard line by Harris. Clock running with 25 seconds to go.
The low throw there cost them. They've got to go.
So Wake Forest holds on. I don't understand Virginia's play calling at the end. So you have a 1st down and 10 from the 11-yard line. So you're deep into the red zone. 1st down. You basically got to get a touchdown because obviously the 1st down marker is at the goal line. And then 1st down, you throw what, a 3-yard pass, in the middle of the field. No, you have to burn your last time out. Then 2nd down, you throw just like an outlet pass. You don't get out of bounds. About 30 seconds left. You have to rush to the line. And then, you throw in a contested lob on the last play of the game. I thought that was some pretty poor game management there from Virginia. But Wake Forest escapes with a huge ACC upset, 16-9 over Virginia. And if the ACC couldn't get any more of just a cluster bleep, Cal with a huge upset over number 15 Louisville on the road, 29-26 in overtime.
Game has been 2nd and 1. They'll give it to Brown again. Right side penalty flag thrown though. That is a big penalty if it's against the Cardinals. Next to Moss in the backfield from the shotgun. Four-man rush. Moss throws across the middle, knocked away, incomplete. The hold, the kick on the way. Again, Ranvier, man, is he good. With plenty of distance to spare, right through the uprights. Sangapolatele swings it out, and Raphael juggles, catches it out of the air, makes a man miss, and goes down the sideline. Play fake, rolling left, dumping it short, caught by Raphael, makes a man miss, stumbles inside the 10, down to the 8, where it's going to be first and goal. Cal, down to 2, down to 1. Handoff, Raphael, inside the 5, down to the 4, third and goal, pitches it. Pitches back to Jesus. He's looking to throw again. De Jesus now runs. De Jesus gets tackled inside the 5. Sangapolatele takes a snap, looking to the end zone, fires, caught, touchdown to Jesus, and it's a walk-off win for Cal on the road in overtime.
Cal wins in overtime. They get a stop, hold Louisville to a field goal. Louisville makes the 49-yarder, but Cal puts it in the end zone. Kudos to Raphael making a couple of plays there. Louisville's got to tackle that guy, though, especially on that 3rd and 2. You got to tackle that guy. And I don't know what they did on that 3rd and goal, doing an end around like 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage from the 3-yard line, the 4-yard line. But great decision to go for on 4th and goal. You came in 5-4. You're not making the playoff. You're the 15th best team in the country. A confident opponent on the road, on the ropes. Yes, you're 2 yards away. You go for it. Great play call. Cal wins. ACC just gets turned on its head. Number 16, Vanderbilt beat Auburn 45-38 in overtime. Auburn was winning early in this game. They were up 20-10 at the half. Vanderbilt comes back, and they end up winning the game in overtime.
Pavia back there by himself on 2nd and 10, steps up and throws, and it's a good one inside the 10. First and goal, Junior Sherrill. Pavia over the top, touchdown! Cole Spitz. To the ground with Cobb, he's free, and he's at a first down. Line of scrimmage, pass to Singleton, trying to get the corner, he can't. Daniels, incomplete.
Coleman at the top, and he is.
Daniels throws to the end zone, incomplete. Vanderbilt outlasts Auburn in a thriller.
Vanderbilt hangs on. Diego Pavia makes a couple of nice plays late in overtime to jump up for a touchdown. And Auburn just, the quarterback makes a couple of poor throws. On the 3rd down, that was a brutal throw. And even on that 4th down, need to make a perfect throw, but Dalton didn't make it. Overthrows his man in the back of the end. It was also very good coverage by Vanderbilt. But that was the Vanderbilt game. Vanderbilt gives themselves somewhat of a fighting chance to maybe make the playoff here, though I doubt it. They pick up a win. Number 18, Miami beat Syracuse 38-10. No surprise there. Syracuse has a lot of injuries at the quarterback spot. And Wisconsin was split up over number 23, Washington 13-10. As Luke Fickell was announcing he's coming back, somewhat surprisingly, but Wisconsin picked up a big win there. Not a big win, they're 3-6, but confidence building win potentially for next year and over Washington 13-10. NFL Week 10. Thursday Night Football, Broncos beat the Raiders 10-7. It's an ugly game. Bo Nix 16 of 28 for 150-yard touchdown, 2 picks. Gets the win for the Broncos. This was just a disgusting game to watch. The Raiders, man, they are horrible. You're 2-7 now. Geno Smith's looked really bad. A lot of bad turnovers. Ashton Jeanty, the kid's great. Just got no offensive line. The line looked terrible. Now Jackson Peppers-Johnson might be out for the year. He got hurt in the game. The defense can't stop a whole lot. That's been the problem all season. Been a problem for a couple of seasons. A lot of bad penalties by the Raiders. They had some special teams errors. You had a missed field goal. Your punter whiffed on a punt. Just rough game for the Raiders. And I want to talk about Denver. They're 8-2 this year. 5-0 at home. I don't think they're doing anything in the playoffs. They barely beat the Jets. You barely beat the Titans. You barely beat the Raiders. You did beat the Eagles, but you're barely getting by a lot of these bad teams. Just they don't have the passing offense. Bo Nix to me has always been a guy of a kind of a limited ceiling. Good quarterback in the right system, but not an elite quarterback. If they don't, run it down your throat, just set up play action, they just don't have the passing offense. That defense is great, but offense is too inconsistent. I don't see them doing anything in the playoffs. I think they're a bit fraudulent. But they're at 8-2. They pick up the win on Thursday Night Football. Sunday slate in the Germany game in Berlin. Colts defeat the Falcons in a back and forth game, 31-25 in overtime.
From 44 to tie the game for the Colts, and Badgley delivers. Jones, deep drop, floats one deep down the field for Warren. What a catch! Right back to Taylor with Warren blocking. Touchdown, Taylor!
Mike Badgley, big field goal in the final second to the fourth quarter to send this game to overtime, and then Colts get a stop in overtime. They put the ball back in Daniel Jones's hands. It's that great pass to Tyler Warren. It's that great catch. He's such a great young tight end. Tyler Warren, that was a great pick this year by the Indianapolis Colts. And then Jonathan Taylor, what a game. Ran for 244 yards and 3 touchdowns. Monster game for Jonathan Taylor. He's my MVP right now. Jones was for 255 yards and a score. Colts to 8-2 on the year. Falcons to 3-6. Raheem Morris has got to go, dude. This team is... There's enough talent on this team for them to not be 3-6. And their division isn't good either. The Bears beat the Giants 24-20. Giants up 20-10 going at one point in the fourth quarter with 7 minutes left. They had a 10-point lead, and they blow it. Another blowing lead for the Giants. Of course, Jackson Darsoff was a concussion in this game. Russell Wilson had to finish. They are sneak away for win. They are 6-3, and this is how they finished off the game.
Second down, a fake, a boot. Williams running. Caleb Williams into the end zone. Snap it. Pressure coming. Picked up. Arm hit as he threw a ball game. The Bears somehow, some way, continue to find a way.
Bears win. Caleb Williams with a rush touchdown late to get the Bears the lead, and then Russell Wilson that guy sucks. He's brutal. He's got to retire. He's washed. 4th and 10. Doesn't even try and escape the pocket, gets the pass blocked, incomplete. And the Giants have fired Brian Daboll. Their head coach is out after 3.5 seasons, posting a record of just 20-40-1, just one playoff win and the one playoff appearance. He's gone. Mike Kafka, the offensive coordinator, is now the interim head coach. This is the right thing to do. It's clear that he's just not the guy. I think a bright offensive mind. Jackson Dart played pretty well under him as a rookie. If he had the 1 year, other than that, it's been pretty pathetic. Just the game management's been very bad. At times, they haven't even looked competitive. The discipline issues over and over, just the mental things over and over. Not being able to get this kicking game right is just bizarre. They're 2-8 this year. They started at 2-7 their worst 3 straight seasons now. It's almost hard to do. And but this needs to happen. Giants didn't need to see anymore. At this point, it's almost a disservice to your team and to your young quarterback, just continually putting them in bad positions late in games. He just doesn't have the game management. He's supposed to be a head coach in this league. It's a shame because I like Daboll. Seems like a great guy. I do think he's a very good offensive coordinator. I think he'll be an offensive coordinator next year without much of a problem. I wouldn't be surprised if someone brings him in to maybe help with the offensive game plan in the second half of the year. Could Buffalo do that at some point this year? Maybe he goes back there. But I could see him maybe being the offensive coordinator in Buffalo next year, honestly, if Joe Brady is a head coach, which I think he will. But Daboll's out with the Giants. Not sure why Shane Bowen, the defensive coordinator, is still there. He should have definitely been fired along with Daboll. I don't think he should have gone first. Not sure why he's still there. That's just pathetic. I don't know what they're doing with the Giants. Ever since they fired Tom Coughlin in 2016, when they've had like 7 different head coaches, like 4 different GMs. I can't imagine Shane will last the rest of the season. The end of the season, he probably goes as well. He should at least. John Mara, I think he needs to sell the team. The guy just doesn't know what he's talking about. But Giants lose again. They're 2-8. I think the Bears were 6-3. Caleb Williams is not good. They're still winning games, 6-3. Dolphins over the Bills in an upset, 30-13. A-Chain, huge game, ran for 174 yards and 2 touchdowns. Dolphins get to 3-7. Bills 6-3. I think we have another fraud amongst us. The Bills Josh Allen's Josh Allen. First of all, he had a couple bad turnovers in the game against the Dolphins, and that receiving core just doesn't have enough, and that defense is not very good. Devon Chain, he's really good. One of the best young backs in the game. You know, a big play threat waiting to happen. But Dolphins suck, and they ran for almost 200 yards against you. Like that could happen, especially when it's to beat them. Just put the ball into his hands. Not that difficult. And you couldn't even do that. Let Devon Chain down your throat for 174 yards. That's a really bad loss for Buffalo Bills. They fall to 6-3. Ravens beat the Vikings 27-19. JJ McCarthy 20-4, 240 yards and a touchdown. See me? He says he has an alter ego called Nine because nine's his jersey number. Like, who do you think you are, Batman? Come on, dude. Give me a break. You've played like what, 5 games? 4 career starts? Yeah, buddy. Give me a break. Give me a break. Vikings fall 4-5. Ravens win to get to 4-5 as they have played a lot better football these last couple of weeks. Obviously, Lamar Jackson is not healthy. Vikings drop a game. Jets with another win. 2 in a row for the Jets. They beat the Browns 27-20. This was a back and forth game. Had some strange stuff happen, especially in the first quarter regarding the Jets.
And that's where we sit. Schmidt's kick. And it's just short of the end zone. Plus the 40, 50. One man to beat, and he's going to score. So 3 possessions, a couple of 3 and outs. Sandwiching that 95-yard touchdown drive. Bojorquez's punt. There's a flag thrown here. Isaiah Williams has his seat.
Oh, no
Williams way. Inside Cleveland territory, and he's going to score.
So after the Browns score a touchdown on their opening drive, the ensuing kickoff, the Jets took back the other way for 99 yards. And a little bit later in that quarter, a Browns punt, and Isaiah Williams takes it the other way. Flag ended up being on Cleveland, so of course it was declined. Just had to get 2 return touchdowns in the first quarter to take a 14-7 lead. This game would eventually be 17-17 in the fourth quarter until Breece Hall broke the tie.
Well done by Devin Bush, their second leading tackler. Fields, hit on the release, gets it out to Hall. Hall, open real estate. Hall, touchdown.
Breece Hall takes that screen pass, 42 or 40 yards for a touchdown. He's been playing really, really well these last 2 weeks. I ranted about him and just in general a couple of weeks ago saying they shouldn't pay him. He's possibly changed my mind. They might have to at least franchise tag him. He's playing really well, especially if you have a rookie quarterback coming in, because my God, Justin Fields sucks. He played horrible in this game. If it's going to be a rookie, having a dominant run game is very important. Having a dual back with that is important. I might not be a bad idea to keep the guy around. But Jets win 27-20. Browns, yikes, that's a bad football team. A lot of bad penalties in this game for Cleveland on that. I can't believe they jumped on that last drive. Think about it. It's 4th and 4. There's like 30 seconds left, whatever there is. Browns are out of timeouts. Why would the Jets snap that ball? On what plan would they snap that ball? And you fall for it? How? There's so many bad penalties that cost them. There were some times they took a bad penalty and then the camera cut to Kevin Stefanski. He just looked miserable. Just like, it wasn't even like mad. He just was like, just almost like he's rolling his eye. Just like, why? He's going to get fired. And I think he knows it. I don't even fully blame him. I think he's a good coach. I mean, he won a playoff game with the Browns. What are we doing here? He won a road playoff game with the Browns a few years ago. He's been coach of the year twice. The Andrew Barry should be the first one to go. I fired him yesterday. Like that guy, they have like $90 million plus in dead cap next year. The Deshaun Watson BS, just God, what a brutal franchise and a brutal football team. Patriots over the Bucks, 28-23. Patriots came in the road. They're 8-2. They're 5-0 on the road. The New England Patriots. Finally, a breakout game from Trigger on Henderson, 14 carries, 147 yards, and 2 touchdowns, including this touchdown to clinch the game for the New England Patriots.
And they've ran it every time, and they do it again.
They toss it.
I didn't love it.
Henderson got away.
Love it.
He's got a chance to show off that speed. Henderson breaks his second one for a touchdown.
Big run there from Henderson to get the Patriots 28-16 lead late in the game. They win the game 28-23. Very weird. Henderson was looking over at Vrabel and Masaba to see if they want him to score or go down and waste clock. It was very, very odd, but doesn't matter. It worked. Patriots win again. Much like to say, they are rolling. That's a very good team. They get that run game going as well as Drake May's play as good as the offensive line is, as good as the defense is, especially against the run. They're going to be a dangerous team come January. Saints over the Panthers 17-7. Tyler Shuck, not bad in his first ever game. 19 of 27, 282, 2 touchdowns. Saints 2-8. Carolina 5-5. I don't understand this Carolina team. When you've been on, you've looked really good. You shot Atlanta 30-0. You beat Green Bay on the road last week in Green Bay, and then you lose by 10 to the freaking Saints. I don't understand. They dropped to 5-5 on the year. Bryce Young, he's not the guy. He just isn't. Texans over the Jaguars, 39-26, come all the way back, down 29-10 in the fourth quarter. 26 on the answer to finish the game. Texans took the lead via Davis Mills, who started and played for the injured TJ Stroud in this game.
Davis Mills.
What a rush, Walker.
Steps up. He's going to run. Mills looking for the pylon. He's got the angle. Touchdown, Texans.
Big run by Davis Mills to score. And then Sheldon Rankin's pick six as time expired, the big man touchdown. Texans come back and beat the Jaguars 39-26. Late game heroics and miss one. Texans get the 4-5 on the year, trying to stay alive in the playoff picture. Jacksonville drops to 5-4. They continue to struggle lately. Seahawks beat the Cardinals 44-22. Not much to see here. Seattle, they're very good, man. They're very good. 7-2 on the year. Arizona drops to 3-6. That offensive line is really bad in Arizona. They're a bad team. Brissett's going to start probably the rest of the year with Kyler at least out another 4 weeks. He's done there. He's definitely done, no doubt. Jacoby Brissett's starting over you, and Kyler's on a $230 million deal. Rams over the Niners, 42-26. Big win for the Rams. Niners just so many injuries right now. Matthew Stafford, that guy is balling. Another 4-touchdown game for him. He might mess around and win his first ever MVP at 37 years of age? He might just do it. Lions beat the Commanders 44-22. Commanders just have nobody. They're very injured. The whole team is hurt. They're 3-7 on the year. That team's their season definitely over. Jahmyr Gibbs 104 yards and 2 scores on the ground. Jameson Williams had 119 yards and a touchdown. Goff for 320 and 3 touchdowns. They're Mariota was their star. Their best weapon was Deebo Samuel. The defense is really hurt. The O-line's hurt. A disaster in Washington this year. I mean, Chargers beat the Steelers 25-10, blow them out of the water. Another nice game from Kamani Vidal, their top running back right now. Came for 95 yards and a touchdown. Latted 107 yards and a touchdown. Aaron Rodgers was really bad. Less than 100 yards and 2 picks in this game. He was really bad in this game. Chargers when they get to 7-3 on the year. Steelers drop to 5-4. Here it comes. The Steelers collapse to go 9-8 or 10-7, and then get their doors beat off in the first round again. I can feel it. A recap Friday Night Smackdown from Friday to close this thing out. Close up with Cody Rhodes. Surprise, like does it every week. Like, this reign's been so boring. I didn't mind his first reign. When he had it for a year, obviously, from WrestleMania to WrestleMania. I actually liked it more than most people, but this current run, like, there's just nothing more he can do with as a babyface. There's just nothing else to do. He was interrupted by Aleister Black. Of course, they were rivals in AEW when they were both in AEW. Set up by Max Matudum later on in the night. Then Ilya Dragunov came out. He had his United States Open Challenge. Of course, Ciampa won revenge. It ends up being his partner, Johnny Gargano, who takes the match. Dragunov picks up the win. Another very good match. U.S. Title Open Challenge between Sami Zayn and Dragunov. It's been the best part of SmackDown this last month or two for sure, by far. Dragunov picks up a big win. Of course, Axiom laughed in their faces backstage. Poor Ciampa's had a rough couple weeks. Then we had Charlotte Flair against Nia Jax. Nia Jax steals the victory with the help of Lash Legend. Look, I like Lash Legend. She's been in NXT for a while. I think she's very talented. But what are we doing with Nia Jax? Nobody cares. She got no pop when she came out. Everyone's over her. She's so bad. She can't wrestle. She can't work. She can't talk. She's just talentless. Get her off the roster. She's gonna freaking way down freaking Lash Legend. I mean, what are we doing here? Jewel against Chelsea Green. course, Chelsea Green, Julia is the Women's U.S. champion. Chelsea Green picks up a win. I didn't understand this. I don't know how Julia comes back from this. They have completely buried her as U.S. champion. I don't understand why. She's so good and so talented. They just do nothing with her. It's so just pathetically sad. Like, what do you do now? Like, you lose like that to Chelsea Green? Like, who's been more so on NXT and doing what she's been doing with Ethan Page, and she has been on the main roster. Like I don't understand how you come back from a roll up pin. I don't know what they're doing. At this point, you gotta probably take the title off her at this point, and probably has to go back to Chelsea Green, which nobody wants. So Julia loses, just a useless match. We had Ray Fenix against Tawatonga of the MFTs. Tawatonga picked the win. It was a very solid match. Obviously, some shenanigans on the outside, and then the MFTs attack Ray Fenix after the match. But then Sami Zayn, remember, he was going at it with Nick Aldis backstage, ordering over why he's not cleared. He came in with a chair to save Ray Fenix. We'll see where that goes. And main event, Cody Rhodes against Aleister Black. It was interrupted by Drew McIntyre, which meant no context. Nick Aldis came out and suspended Drew McIntyre. So we will see what happens with that. I think this is a pretty stupid way to end SmackDown. I honestly would have rather the match happen because Aleister Black is very good. I was enjoying that match. I would have rather the match finish and then McIntyre come out. Just at this point, please take the title off Cody Rhodes. Give it to Drew. Somebody to do something with this. It's so bad. So bad. But also the Jade Cargill House segment, she said, I'm that bitch and left, and then she got into a BFAB backstage. They're gonna have a match this coming week. I will say, I'm not sold on Jade Cargill in the ring. I've been very outspoken about that. But she looks, the way she's being presented is fantastic. She looks like someone who should take the title into WrestleMania. If she doesn't have the in-ring chops, should she? No. Will she? Remains to be seen. But so far, so good in terms of the presentation of Jade Cargill as the WWE Women's Champion for sure. That's all I got for you guys today. Till next time, so long. Have a great day.